G'day my fellow media collectors and welcome to the Comic Book Movie Collector's Guide. I'm your host Troy and this is your show about collecting all things superhero cinema. And today we are going to review Silverhawk on DVD and we're going to try and answer the question, is this a superhero flick or a Hong Kong martial arts movie? Ooh, I don't know. What do you say we get into it? Silverhawk is a live-action Hong Kong superhero movie with a runtime of 99 minutes. The film was released into theatres on the 15th of January 2004 in Hong Kong only, and later on DVD on the 27th of September 2005, with no Blu-ray or 4K HD release as of this video. It was written by Jingle May and Susan Chan, with it directed by Jingle May. The film was produced by Han Entertainment, Tajin Film Studio, China Film Co-Production Corporation, Mythical Films, and Media Asia Films, with it distributed by Media Asia Distributions. The movie was shot simultaneously in Cantonese and in English to capitalise on the broader worldwide market. Now if we look at the case, look, I can't say I'm not a fan. I'm not really a fan of this cover. I think they could have done a lot better. It's just her all crouched down in the corner there. Doesn't really sell it. I think there are some, which I'll have up here, some more other versions that, Chinese versions and stuff. Look so much better, so much vibrant, really drags you in. On the side, same thing again, not really that special there on the side. It kind of just blends in there a bit. On the back though, I don't mind that. It looks a little more interesting on the back. But still, I don't know, I feel like they could have done a lot more. Now the disc, it's just a cover again, nothing special there, and a little advertisement there. But yeah, at least it's color disc, that he's got points there. So yeah, look, I don't know. It's not the best. I was hoping for a little more, but like I said, if you look at some of the other foreign releases, wow, they look a lot more interesting. Anyway, overall, because it's only average, I'm only going to give it a 5 out of 10. So, the movie introduces us to Lulu Wong, a rich socialite who also doubles as the master vigilante, Silverhawk. When a professor who created a secret computer chip that can tap into the human brain is kidnapped by the evil Mr. Wolf, who looks to put the chip into the latest cell phone technology on the market and use it to control people's minds in his plan for world domination. And Silverhawk must team up with the head of police, Mr. Man, and the professor's assistant, Kit, to stop Mr. Wolf's plans and bring him to justice.
For justice. Justice? What kind of justice?
When I started watching this, I thought, where have I seen this story before? And then it clicked. This is such a similar plot to The Kingsman. Now, am I saying that they pinched this idea? No, but the core idea is very close indeed. And when you put that in perspective, this was done in 2004, so the story idea back then was probably pretty original for the time. And I give the movie points for that. But the script that idea was written around was pretty paper thin. And it was done in a very campy Hong Kong martial arts movie kind of way, and not in your usual superhero kind of way, if that makes sense.
It's one of those campy 70s throwbacks that appeals to Generation Xers.
Now the dialogue in the movie felt very clunky at times, and I kind of put that down to the fact that it was probably written in Cantonese and the tone may have been lost in the translation. And as this film is a Hong Kong superhero film, it leans heavily into, say, its martial arts roots. It feels more like a martial arts flick masquerading as a superhero movie. Look, the story idea was good, but the script, not so much. And look, for that, I'm only going to give this a 13 out of 30. Now, from my research, I can't find anything specific out there for the character Silverhawk, and it looks like it was just created for this movie and has no comic book source material out there. But I can't help feel like I've seen this idea somewhere before, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me later. I just can't think of where I've seen it before. Anyway. Now, one thing I need to mention is the cinematography in this movie. It is very bright and overexposed. All the sets and costumes are almost silver and white, and then all the backgrounds are almost silver and white too, which it just creates this like overexposure of the movie, which makes it look like it was shot on like cheap film, and everything was all just like fuzzy and just over bright.
So bright. So bright.
Now, for the actors, I will have the list up here, and as you can see, it's mostly Hong Kong actors in the movie, but we do get a couple of surprises. Now, first off, of course, is the star of the movie, who is Michelle Yeoh as Silverhawk, who I felt was a bit of a mixed bag. Sometimes you see that great actress we know and love, but then other times she does this kind of weird, campy, over-the-top thing, which, I don't know, it was a bit all over the shop. And then, of course, you get the surprise, see Michael Jai White, who shows up as one of the henchmen, which was great to see him, but he gets like one line in the whole movie, which was a bit of a disappointing thing to see.
Yeah, about that. I feel like I'm being way underutilized here.
And then you have Luke Goss, who is the villain, Mr. Wolf, who had me thinking, damn, where have I seen this guy before? And bugger me dead,
I figured it out.
yep, look at that. He is one of the brothers from the 90s boy band Bros. Talk about out of left field. But I was surprised. He wasn't too bad as the bad guy, actually. So look, overall, it's a very mixed bag, that's for sure. There's some pros and some cons, but it is just mixed across the board. So that's where I'm going to give this an 11 out of 20. So we don't have any real special features on here. We just have the trailer for the movie. There's a slideshow of pictures from the movie, and we have a trailer for a movie called Born to Fight, which was for another martial arts movie, and I'll tell you what, it looked pretty good. The premise of the movie was a bit weird, but the fight scenes in the trailer were awesome, so I might have to see if I can check that one out, if I can find a copy. Anyway, there was not really much on here in the way of special features, so as a result, oh look, I'm only going to give this, a 2 out of 10. Now, the critic score came in at 0%, and the audience score was 35%. So look, there was only one review from a critic, and he kind of said, maybe superhero fans will like it. Yeah, not a great review there. But there was also a mix of good and bad audience reviews out there, but I hate to say it, most of them were more in the bad camp of things. So the score is a little low, but I can't say I'm surprised with it though. Anyway, look, if we round it up, we're still going to get a score of 3 out of 10. Look, for me, this movie was not the best. I think my expectations with Michelle Yeoh in the lead were pretty high to begin with. And I thought, wow, this is going to be such a good movie. But alas, I was
Disappointed!
Oh, thanks, Herc. I haven't seen you for a while. Anyway, look, the mix of campy acting, the tone was kind of all over the shop, and the fact that it was a martial arts movie pretending to be a superhero flick just didn't do it for me. I felt like our main character, Silverhawk, had no real motivation to be a hero. As she said herself, she just did this for fun. Like, for me, that is lazy script writing. But they did put a bit of effort into the fight scenes. Like I said, leaned into that martial arts sort of background, which were good, but not great. And I think some of that had to do with a very choppy editing. And some of the wire work, which was really slow and laboured, it kind of looked like they were jumping around on wires, and, well, wait, that's not what you want.
Look! No hands!
See? Wires!
I probably wouldn't recommend this film to watch. Look, I wanted to like it, but it just served up more bad than good. So, look, I'm only going to give this an 8 out of 20. So first up is collectability, and if we look at the collector scale, I would say this would be, look, really just for your completist collector, or maybe someone who's a big martial arts fan. But is it a must-watch or must-have for your collection? No, not really. Now, as far as availability goes, this one is very much on your average side of things, as you probably won't find any copies in your usual retail outlets still, but there is no shortage of copies of DVDs out there on the second-hand markets, like eBay. Now, as far as your average price goes, you're looking at somewhere between around the $8 to $42 mark for DVD. So look, shop around as the prices are pretty varied out there. And of course, there is nothing out there for Blu-ray or 4K HD as of this video. Now, for the final score, we get a grand total of 42 out of 100. That's not as bad as I thought, but still not a great score. So look, we asked the question, is this a superhero flick or a Hong Kong martial arts movie? It was a Hong Kong martial arts movie. It wasn't a superhero flick by any stretch. And look, you need more than a shiny costume and a flashy bike to make you a superhero these days.
Yeah, but I look good, right?
So, if you like this video, I've got some more reviews for you right there. Or maybe you want to see some of my collection updates. Hey, got you covered too. Why don't you click that one there? And of course, don't forget to do the most important thing. Throw me a bat like, and don't forget to hit that subscription button on the way out too. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.